Good morning. My name is Gaurav Singh Rathod from Institute of Aeronautical Engineering. Today we are going to discuss the topic classification of control structures from the subject programming for problem solving C. The subject code is ACSC04. So introduction, what are control structures? Control structures are just a way to specify the flow of program control in a program. Any algorithm or a pattern or a program can be more clear and understood if they use self-contained modules called a logic or a control structure. It is basically analyzes and chooses in which direction a program flows based on certain parameter or conditions. There are three basic types of logics or flow or control known as sequence logic or sequential flow, selection logic or conditional flow, iteration logic or repetition flow. So let us see them in details. Sequential logic or sequential flow are the same such as follows: a serial or a sequential flow in which the flow depends on the series of instructions given to a computer. Unless new instructions are given, the modules are executed in an obvious sequence. The sequence may be given by means of numbered steps expectedly, also implicitly follows the order in which modules are written. Most of the processing, even some complex problems, will generally flow in this elementary follow pattern like module A, module B. This is like the sequential control and the flow of this. So let's see selection logic, conditional flow. Selection logic simply involves the number of conditions or a parameter which decides one out of several written modules. The structure which uses these types of logics are known as conditional structures. Like these structures can be like if else, switch, etc. and if condition. Let us see in details. These are decision making. It is used to specify the order in which statements are executed, like if true, if false. These are if statement, if else, if, nested if else, switch cases, statements, etc. So if statement. See, this is the syntax. If the condition is true, the statement will occur, and if else it will move to the next module. See, test exception true, body of if, else the statement below. We will see the example. See, this is the program to display a number if user enters negative. If user enter positive, then it won't display. So we will do it with if condition, like hashtag include studio.h int main int number. We will scan it, and now this is the test expression. Okay, so if else, so the if else statement executes some code if the test expression is true and some other code if the test expression is false. So this is the condition. If this is true, this will execute this one code inside the body, and if it is false, the else code will be executed. This is the flow chart, and now we will see a program. See, program to check whether integer entered by the user is odd or even. So the this process is same. Now the condition if number %L2 is equal to 0, printf even integer, else print odd. So this is the if else condition. Now nested if else statement. Nested if else statement is same like if else statement. The new block of if else statements is defined in existing if or else block statement. Used when user wants to check more than one condition at a time. Syntax of nested if else statement is if this condition in this if condition there is also one more condition inside is this is nested in the main. So like this. Next is switch cases. So if else statement allows you to execute a block of code among alternative. If you are checking on the value of a single variable in if else statement, it is better to use switch. Now in switch statement is often faster than nest if else. Also the syntax of switch statement is clear and it is very easy to understand. So the syntax is, we will see switch and we will divide it into cases, case 1 and then break, case 2, the code to be executed if n is equal to constant 2, then break, and then in the end we will have default. If none of the code matches, it will make a default value. So this is easier than that for many conditions. So goto statement. The goto statement is used to alter the normal sequence of C program. So direct goto is used to jump from one to other. The label, what is label? We use label also in this. The label is an identifier. When goto statement is encountered, control of a program jumps to label and start executing the code. Goto is used to go to the label program directly, so and then executes. Basically it is jumping of program, and it is recommended not to use because it's very difficult to find the flow of code. Next is iteration logic, repetitive flow. The iteration logic employs a loop which involves a repeat statement followed by a module known as the body of the loop. So in looping statement there are for loop, while loop, do while loop, nested loop. We will see in details. For loop. This is for loop. The syntax of for loop is first for initial statement, the starting statement, condition, test expression, update statement, and the code. So example of for loop, like we want to calculate the sum of first and natural number. So this is like this: int n count sum, printf enter the positive number. Now we will use the loop to terminate. For loop, this is initial test condition, then test expression, sum plus count, sum plus is equal to count, then we will print the sum. While loop. The syntax of while loop is in this: the first we will test the expression, then execute the code. See, if it will be true, the body of the loop will flow, and if it will flow, false, statement just below while loop will be executed. So we will see one example. Now factorial of a number. If we have to find, first hashtag include studio.h, int main, int number, long factorial, printf, we entered the integer, scan the value, address of this fact is equal to 1. Now while loop, the condition is number should be greater than 1, then factorial star is equal to number, and print the factorial of a. Now next is do while loop. The do while loop is similar to while loop with one important difference: the body of do while loop is executed once before checking the expression. The do while loop is executed at least once, but while loop will not take one. So the syntax is do the code and then the while test expression, body of the loop, test expression true, the statement just flow. Example, like if we want to add numbers until user enters 0, this is the program. In this, first do print enter the number, scan up sum plus while the number is equal to 0. Not equal to 0.22. So the condition is greater. Next is the nested loops. In nested loop in C programming allows to use one loop inside another loop. Like this is a syntax of the loop, for loop. Like in this for loop, there is another for loop inside the for loop. Like there is a combination of loops in nested loop: for loop, while loop, for loop, do while loop, etc. So this is the syntax for initial condition experiment, and then inside this also there is a loop So this is the nested loop. With this we will end our topic, uh, classification of control structures. So hope you like it. Thank you.